Hello, welcome back to Psyche Truth. Today I'm going to be working on the model Michelle, and we will be addressing the back, the spine, and just doing a general massage. I'll catch you in there. So I'm going to begin this massage by doing some effleurage down the back. I'm always looking for the fascial tissue, so it is a little bit slower. It's not necessarily deep as in push, but when you begin to pull the tissue in opposite directions, like I am right now, where I'm pressing the hip down and I'm pulling up the back, you will feel that fascial tissue stretch, lengthen. And I'm gonna keep that consistent stroke up and into the trap. Whenever I use my thumbs like this, I do like to be supported with my other thumb so I don't overextend, hyperextend the joints and hurt my body. Proper body mechanics not only keep you safe, but it also provides a much better feeling massage for the recipient. So getting the right positions, not overextending, can really keep you connected to their tissue and what they really need. Once again, I'm lower now. I am pushing on the glute, pressing it downwards towards her feet, and at the same time, pulling the shallower layers of her skin even in the opposite direction. Definitely feeling some tension in the QLs on this right side. And I'm going to put some pressure into the lower back. My thumbs are not overextended. They're in a good straight line, so the joint is safe. And once again, I'm pulling that fascial tissue up the spine. And now I'm getting into that rhomboid a little bit more. Sometimes these lower erectors, the QLs, the multifidus, I mean, you can find tension, more tension on one side than the other. It is nice to kind of tune into both. I'm not fully prepared to work on the other side just yet, but I am making sure I'm not missing any huge compensation pattern while I'm over here. Just by tuning into the other side and figuring out what that tension is like over there. do feel quite a bit at the top of her hip, into the glute. Here, the glute med and men. I'm going to do a soft fist into that area as I use my elbow this time to trace and kind of pull that fascial tension up the spine. This time, I'm going to shout out to our loyal patrons, Jay Crum, Frank T, and Robert Long. We love having you guys. Thanks for sticking around. I'm feeling a lot of tension up here in this shoulder blade as well. So I'm just going to use my thumbs to glide on that infraspinatus, supraspinatus area. Once you've sort of released those guys, you can use the forearm and the elbow to kind of get deeper into these rectors. And these rhomboids specifically are what I'm after. Giving them a lot of focus yet, as we were focusing on the QLs and the lower parts of the spine. But as that lower lumbar vertebrae opens up, it actually gives us more of a chance to explore and affect the mid-back and the whole spine, ultimately. Squeezing her traps. Nothing like getting to those traps. They usually are quite tense for people. And even the cervical spine. Still a part of the spine, therefore completely connected to the back. All right. So we're getting a little bit higher up here. The more we lengthen that lumbar spine for Michelle, the more her upper back is just opening up for us. Now, it's important to realize that when you're working the neck, sometimes you are going to cross. It's just how we support the solo appendage that is our neck that holds up the heaviest part of our body, which is our head. We displace that energy on alternative sides of the body. So for the the right scalenes, I'm actually working on the cross connection to the left trap, the left rhomboids, and it's giving me a great introduction into the left side of her body and her back. this point, I'm just following a nice little line of tension. Always be careful in this area because there are such things as floating ribs. They are literally floating from one side, unlike the rest of the ribs in the body, and it doesn't feel comfortable when you put a lot of pressure on them. And at this point, I'm pressing down on that right hip, and I'm pulling on the left occiput and the occipital ridge of the skull. This is a whole spiral connection around the spine. And similarly, as I direct this rhomboid towards the spine, I am digging into the right erectors and muscles that support the back of the neck. I'm going to do a consistent stroke up the spine, trying to follow the curvature. I know that this side can be a little tense, so I'm directing a little more pressure onto the erectors on this left side. I'm feeling a lot of tension in these QLs, so I'm just going to keep some pretty consistent pressure. The important part is that my pressure is going towards the spine, not down. There it is. This is kind of like direct access to parts of the psoas. And it can get very tense in here. I'm going to give it a little room. I'm pulling down on this hip and I'm pressing up the spine in the opposite direction. All right, we got a nice gritty spot right at the base of the trap. Whew. And the beginning of the rhomboid. This area is dead, so I'm going to go ahead and use my elbow. Just because I have an elbow in her back doesn't mean I'm always pressing down. I can if I want to intensify the pressure. But I'm also, once again, kind of picking up these muscles and making sure my pressure is going directed towards the spine. It's like cornering them against a wall. You don't want to put pressure on the spine, so make sure you're working with that muscular tissue that lines it on either side. technically these muscles can take a lot of pressure, but I've not found a lot of success from just working downward and pressing on the spine down into the body. The success comes from working the muscle in towards the spine. And it gives us a good angle to whatever is going on in this hip. The multifidus is a muscle that starts here and spans out like that. The QLs also come in here and span forward a little bit. And from here, I'm going to fascially pull the tissue up her back, creating attraction and a lot of space. And this concludes our massage. Thanks for joining me today, you guys, and make sure to check out our Patreon page if you liked this video, and also check out the next massage video. Have a great week.
Join us for 14 and 30-day programs, hour-long classes, and much more on our yoga app, Yoga Plus by Psyche Truth. It's free to download and features a variety of wellness content, including yoga, fitness, Pilates, guided meditations, and interviews with dozens of wellness experts.